In checking the superstructure exterior, inspectors will examine the integrity, watertightness, and, where appropriate, airtightness of the structure and fittings. Attention will be paid to the ability to close ventilation dampers and access firefighting equipment in the event of a fire. Pilot boarding ladders will be examined, together with guardrails, ladders, and arrangements for safe access to deck spaces. Areas of likely stress concentrations will be checked for cracks or excessive corrosion, together with deck machinery, pipes, and structure. The watertight integrity and structural strength of the ship is critical for the safety of the ship, its personnel, and protection of the marine environment. AMSA inspectors will check the self-closing arrangements on air pipes for tanks and hatch sealing and securing arrangements. The emergency source of power to other critical systems will also be inspected. As part of the standard AMSA Port State Control inspection, the inspector will generally request a demonstration of the emergency generator. This will usually be simply a no-load manual start, or if fitted, auto start based on a simulated blackout condition. As a general rule, the test requested will not impact upon shipboard operations. When examining the lifeboat and life raft stowage areas, inspectors will check the condition of lifeboats, life rafts, davits, launching and embarkation arrangements, including lighting in the area. The vast majority of lifeboats in use are provided with a hook release system that operates both offload, the boat is floating and the weight off the hooks before they can be opened, and onload. The hooks can be opened with the full weight of the boat, its equipment, and a full complement of personnel on the hooks. The AMSA inspector will check that the connections between each of the devices in the release system are maintained in their original condition. It is essential that both hooks release simultaneously when the onload release system is deliberately operated. The AMSA inspector will enter the lifeboat to carry out the necessary checks and will require an additional securing of the lifeboat prior to their entry into it. AMSA inspectors will check the hydrostatic interlock system to ensure the interlock is in a position whereby it prevents the main lever from being operated. The dangers of incorrectly maintained or incorrectly reset lifeboat hook release systems are not only very real, they can be lethal. Inspectors will also check releases fitted to life rafts for proper rigging and condition. Where required and/or fitted, the inspector may request a demonstration of the lifeboat's engines and steering to ensure that they're operating correctly. AMSA inspectors will check the ship's firefighting equipment, procedures and appliances. Fire dampers need to be maintained and tested to ensure they close as required. During a PSC inspection, AMSA inspectors may request that any damper closure is demonstrated. The AMSA inspector will observe the effort required by the crew in operating the damper, whether the damper moves freely, is balanced, and if fan sounds are as expected. Usually, correct operation of the dampers can be confirmed without any need to open the casing for inspection. It is essential that the emergency fire pump is able to pressurise the fire main under all normally expected conditions of list and trim, at all drafts and while working cargo. Fire main isolating valves will be checked during the inspection, often done during or shortly after testing the emergency fire pump. The level of inspection is simply a visual examination, as the AMSA inspector walks around the deck of the ship. Often it is apparent that part of the pump arrangement essential for its correct operation is missing or otherwise defective. Defects noted with a fire pump, fire hoses, isolating valves or the fire main in general are all grounds for detention. Hydraulic oil leakage commonly prevents safe operations in the steering gear area. Inspectors will check arrangements for changeover of steering pumps and for emergency operation of the steering gear, including compass and bridge communications. Inspectors pay particular attention to the engine room, in view of the fire and physical dangers presented by the combination of fuel and lubricating oil, high temperatures, heavy machinery, high pressure fluids, electricity, and confined spaces.